I know a lot of times I say things that are not going to sit well with people's sensibilities, and I encourage you guys, if it's not something you can handle, whether I make a joke or whether I just make an observation about a story, if you can't handle it, I understand, then this just might not be the channel for you, because I'm going to say some things that are not going to sit well with your sensibilities. But I want you guys to understand and remember this. We advocate for children first. We believe that babies' lives matter, right? And in this world where people feel like it's okay to abuse children, but we can't make jokes about people who abuse children, it's just beyond me. And I don't understand that. But we're going to talk about this angel that you see on my screen. This little baby girl was disabled, if I'm not mistaken, and needed some extra care and needed some extra love. And I believe there is a family that took advantage of them based on what's in the reports, based on what's in the arrest report. Hashtag, not my words. So don't get mad talking about, I don't know what I'm talking about. Okay. There's a Georgia couple that has been charged with murder in the death of their 5-year-old daughter. That baby girl that you see right there, her, who was brought to the hospital over the summer weighing as much as a newborn baby. Please take a note of that. She weighed as much as a newborn baby. And that little girl that y'all see right there, her name is Kylie Mickens. Kylie, Kylie Mickens. That's that 5-year-old girl right there. Now, Hall County Sheriff's deputies on Tuesday arrested, let me see if I can get their faces on the screen. These two people who look like they could literally be brother and sister. All jokes aside, they do look like they're related. Correct me if I'm wrong. But they look like they could literally be brother and sister. Okay? So let's not act like we're not familiar with incest. Okay? Nonetheless, the male's name on the right-hand side is Jarrell Mickens, who is 31 years old, and the woman on the left-hand side is Portia Mickens, who is 29 years old. And at their home on Rustic Pine Lane near Beaufort, they were arrested and charged with felony murder and first-degree cruelty to children. The case began to unfold on June the 7th of this year when officials at Northeast Georgia Medical Center, Brazelton, contacted the sheriff's office about the Mickens couple's daughter, Kylie Mickens, who had been brought to the hospital for treatment by her parents. These two idiots right there. Okay? Now, the 5-year-old who was unresponsive, that 5-year-old girl weighed approximately 7 pounds. 7 pounds. That means that this 5-year-old weighed less than my daughter when she was a newborn baby. Fresh out of her mom's womb. 5 years old. 7 pounds. They had to fly that little girl to Children's Healthcare of Atlanta Scottish Rite Hospital. Due to Kylie's condition and low weight, deputies notified the Hall County Division of Family and Children Services and Sheriff's Office investigators. Now, the following morning, the Sheriff's Office learned that 5-year-old Kylie had died and launched a 4-month investigation, which included interviews, execution of a search warrant at the Mickens' home, and an autopsy by the GBI Medical Examiner's Office. Now, according to the autopsy results received by investigators in early October, Kylie's cause of death was dehydration and malnutrition due to medical neglect, with the manner of death being ruled a homicide. I'm going to show you guys a picture real quick. But I want y'all to understand something. Because there's a lot of people that don't understand while I make the jokes that I make about overweight people, especially overweight people who abuse children, I want y'all to look at this fat bum on my screen. Can y'all see this on my screen, or do y'all need me to make the picture bigger? Maybe there's some people sitting in the back of the audience right now that can't see this picture. So I think what I'll do is I'll make this a little bit bigger so you can see this. Let me get this fat bum a little bit bigger on the screen so y'all can see this. I want y'all to take a look at this picture, and I want you guys to notice something. I want y'all to notice that this bum is so big that he's actually splitting the middle of his t-shirt. Huh? Why am I making fat jokes again? I'll tell you why. You can tell in that picture. Look at that baby's legs. Yep. Somebody in the chat caught it. Thank you for posting that. Look how small that baby's legs are. While he's got stretch marks coming off the side of his arm and neck. And even he's so big, his freaking t-shirt got stretch marks on it. The reason I'm bringing that up is because of the fact that it appears that this baby was starved. Clearly was starved based on what we see and based on what was reported. All the while, that baby can't speak for herself, nor can she defend herself against the tyranny of her fat ass parents. Does everybody understand where I'm coming from? Or do people want to get mad at me again and say, Jay, you need to stop making fat jokes? When are we going to start caring about these kids? When are we going to start to put these children first and realize the problem is not me making jokes? The problem is not me poking fun at somebody who shouldn't be that obese. But what makes it even more egregious, and by the way, they suffer from heart disease, right? Yes. A lot of black people die from heart disease every year and cholesterol problems every year from strokes and heart attacks and all kind of stuff from being overweight. I am aware that I was dealing with some things. That's why I've been trying to get my health together. Yes. But for them to understand how important it is to eat and for them to starve a baby. Why? This baby didn't ask to come into this world. Why would you do that? What excuse are the people in the comment section on this story? What excuse are they going to make this time? Oh, this is my family member. This happened in my city. Judge Jay, you can't talk about what's going on in my city. Well, I'm going to tell you guys this. For people who get up in their damn feelings, I'm going to tell y'all like this. For as many stories that continue to keep coming in my email, there's a chance that I'm going to do a story in your state, in your city, in your town, in your county, maybe even in your neighborhood, and maybe even in your own family. So don't be surprised that I'm going to keep it real regardless of whether you're a channel member or whether you're just somebody who occasionally watches what we talk about over here. I'm going to always keep it real and I'm going to always be honest. That baby did not deserve that. This baby died of dehydration and malnutrition, meaning they starved her out until she died. A few days after Kylie's death, her grandmother posted a message on Facebook seeking donations for her burial. Go figure. How many of you guys are surprised? In her post, the woman wrote that her granddaughter was born with a rare condition and was only expected to live 2 years. However, we experienced the true miracle and were able to enjoy 5 years with her, the post read. Both Jarrell and Portia Mickens remained at the Hall County Jail with no bond. No bond. They got no bond, and that was found out on Wednesday according to court records. But again, don't tell me that they did not have time to get life insurance. This baby was 5 years old. So yes, we're going to continue to keep opening up these GoFundMes and hope that these benevolent white people are going to continue to keep having their heartstrings plucked and feel bad enough to continue to donate to our irresponsibility. But let me give you guys the fair usage. Let me show you guys the news videos. Let's get it. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use. It is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 USC 107. And the person that said that in the chat said this was a miracle. They surely did not treat this baby as if she was a miracle. So I agree with you. Let's go.
A Hall County 5-year-old died weighing only 7 pounds, and her parents are now charged with murder. Their attorney tells us it was a medical condition, not neglect, that led to the girl's death.
But records show the family was investigated by Child Services twice before. Joe Hinkie has the latest.
Anything you did say could be used against you later.
On Wednesday, Jarrell and Portia Mickens made their first court appearance on charges of felony murder and first-degree child cruelty for the death of their 5-year-old daughter, Kylie. When she died in June, she weighed 7 pounds, a weight, according to the World Health Organization, of some newborn girls. The parents' attorney, Corrine Mull, told 11 Alive today doctors did not expect the girl to live past age 3 because of a rare disorder.
So they kept her alive 2 years longer than her expected lifespan.
According to the sheriff's office, an autopsy report detailed the girl's death a result of dehydration and malnutrition due to medical neglect, with the death being listed as a homicide. But the Mickens attorney says the 5-year-old suffered from 1p36 deletion syndrome, a chromosome disorder with several possible complications, including swallowing difficulties, according to the National Institute of Health.
She has a hard time eating. Everything's got to be liquefied into an oatmeal-like consistency, has a hard time swallowing water that has to be put in the food.
Mull says there are no reports of neglect at the Mickens home involving their 2 other children, a point supported in this investigative report from the Georgia Division of Family and Children's Services. It does mention, though, there are 2 previous cases on the family from 2016 regarding the same allegations of neglect and maltreatment, and one of the parents not having, quote, the necessary emotional, behavioral, or cognitive protective capacities to provide for the child's basic needs, while being emotionally detached and appeared not concerned.
DFACS is wrong as usual. This comes from the fact that allegedly she didn't cry. She did cry, but everybody grieves differently. And some people don't grieve in public. They don't wail and scream.
And the Mickens are being held in the Hall County Jail without bond, but Mull tells me she has requested a bond hearing for the couple. She also tells me next week another hearing will take place where a relative of the couple is seeking custody at this time of their 2 other children.
A 5-year-old.
So as you guys heard, they have other children. But let me call something else out. First of all, let me give a shout out, and I know these are difficult stories to listen to. Southern Girl sent in a super chat, said, and I saw what you said, but Southern Girl, let me say thank you, not only for showing support, and we did get your $20 super chat, but thank you very much for showing some love and support. Let me also give a huge shout out real quick, if she is listening, Melly, are you in the chat, Melly? Melly, if you're listening, said just showing some love, and Melly, I am absolutely honored, and I don't know if you want me to read the amount out, but Melly, I want to say thank you very much for hitting us up on the Cash App side. Let me go ahead and get this person out of here. Goodbye. But thank you so much. And if you guys want to support what we do and what we stand for, the links are in the description box of each and every video. But I'm going to go ahead and continue to play this thing. Oh, one thing that I wanted to call out is, how did nobody notice this? How did nobody notice this? Especially the grandma. Grandma didn't say nothing, didn't report it, but grandma had nerve enough to open up a GoFundMe or whatever they were talking about to to bury this baby. I'm assuming it was GoFundMe, whatever. It was some type of crowdfunding fundraising. But I digress. We'll find out here in a minute. Here's the next video.
Girl in Hall County weighed only 7 pounds when she died, according to investigators. Her parents are now charged with murder. Joe Henke is in Hall County tonight with more.
The 5-year-old girl died this past June, and then the Hall County Sheriff's Office behind me opened an investigation into her death. After working the case for 4 months, yesterday deputies arrested her parents on charges of felony murder and cruelty to children. 31-year-old Jarrell Mickens and 29-year-old Portia Mickens are in the Hall County Jail following the death of their 5-year-old daughter. Deputies arrested the couple Tuesday at their Buford home on Rustic Pine Lane.
Anything you did say could be used against you later.
This afternoon, the pair made their first appearance in court, where a judge read the charges against them of felony murder and first-degree child cruelty. A Hall County Sheriff's Office spokesman tells 11 Alive on June 7th, doctors contacted deputies about an unresponsive 5-year-old named Kylie brought to the hospital by her parents. The girl would be flown to Children's Healthcare of Atlanta, and given her condition and weight, deputies notified Family and Children's Services. Kylie died a day after arriving at the hospital. In arrest warrants, a Sheriff's Office investigator wrote the Mickens deprived the girl of the necessary and adequate food, nutrition, and medical care required to survive.
I accidentally blocked somebody. I didn't mean to do that. So I guess I got to shout you out here because I apologize. I want to make sure that you can hear me. Who is that person that is Smiley? Smiley said you subscribed. I thought you said you unsubscribed. So I apologize about that. But I just unblocked you and I fixed that. So that's my bad. My apologies. But let's keep going.
An unresponsive 5-year-old named Kylie brought to the hospital by her parents. The girl would be flown to Children's Healthcare of Atlanta, and given her condition and weight, deputies notified Family and Children's Services. Kylie died a day after arriving at the hospital. In arrest warrants, a Sheriff's Office investigator wrote the Mickens deprived the girl of the necessary and adequate food, nutrition, and medical care required to survive, causing cruel and excessive pain and Kylie's ultimate death, at which time she weighed 7 pounds. Data of child growth standards from the World Health Organization shows many 5-year-old girls weigh around 40 pounds, while 7 pounds is listed as a weight for some newborns. The Sheriff's Office reports an autopsy showed the girl died from, quote, dehydration and malnutrition due to medical neglect, with the death being listed as a homicide. According to the Sheriff's Office, investigators spent parts of the last 4 months searching the Mickens' home, conducting interviews, and waiting on the autopsy results from the GBI. And both the girl's mother and father remain in the Hall County Jail tonight because they are charged with felony murder. For now, they are being held without bond.
Oh, guys, let me give my closing thoughts. We have one more story to talk about right after this one, but let me give you guys my closing thoughts. Guys, I'm going to just be real honest, and I know the family's not going to be happy with me saying this, but I think, in my personal, humble opinion, it is egregious. It is quite egregious for the grandma or any other family members in 5 years. Nobody realized that something was wrong, that this baby girl hadn't put on the type of weight that a 5-year-old, a 4-year-old, a 3-year-old, a 2-year-old, or even a newborn baby would weigh more than 7 pounds. Especially after some weeks. Regardless of if they have problems or issues, you still are not going to remain 7 pounds. That just does not sound right, okay? But to turn around and then open up a crowdfunding, whatever it is, whether it's GoFundMe, whatever it was, there was some type of crowdfunding to ask for some type of elaborate funeral. And I'm gonna tell y'all this. It's crazy how we're so willing to give people flowers when they're dead and gone, and we don't give them that type of love and respect while they're alive. You could have gave her all that love and respect while this little girl was alive, and she didn't get any of that. And it seems as though she was neglected to the point, based on what we know so far, because maybe they'll be able to prove themselves in court, but as of right now, it seems that Kylie Mickens was neglected by her parents, which ended up causing her ultimate demise. What a beautiful little girl, and I believe that she deserved an opportunity to grow up, but because of these two neglectful parents, based on what we know so far. So I don't want to cast any false dispersions out there because we don't technically know yet, since I have to specify. According to court documents, which is why they're arrested, which is why they have no bond, they believe that they are responsible for this. You see, mama ain't missed a meal, and clearly daddy ain't missed no meals, but that little girl looked like she ain't ever ate a meal in her life. That little girl cannot speak for herself, nor can she fend for herself in this world. And I believe that she's in heaven now. She can't be hurt anymore. She can't be harmed anymore. But I believe while these children are on earth, we have to start taking care of these kids and believe that babies' lives matter. And if we don't want to be parents, then we got to start being proactive. And we have no reason to continue to keep having this, these encounters with people sexually, that we could just continue to keep bringing kids into this world that we really don't want to have. We got to start being more responsible. Men have to be more responsible with their seed, and women have to be more responsible with their womb. Together, we could be a very powerful, entity together, but we got to start doing the work together. But to this little princess, to Kylie Mickens, 5 years old, R.I.P. princess, R.I.P. We got one more story to tell you guys if you do not mind. This one's going to be a little bit longer. So I hope you guys, my neck is hurting a little bit. I'm not coughing as much tonight. Thank God for that. But this next story is going to be a little bit longer. So hopefully you guys can deal with this, okay? Ooh, it's a lot to unpack with this story. And they did a lot of news videos. So this particular individual got a ton of coverage on the news. Give me a second here while I add these videos, and I'm going to get these pictures up so you guys can see the demon father from Kansas that was eventually caught in Oklahoma. We're going to talk about this individual right here. Oh, Billy Bob. We're going to talk about Billy Bob here in a moment. I might have some good jokes for Billy Bob. He just looks like a Billy Bob, man. I don't know. Hell, what the hell do I know? Amber Magic sent in a $10 challenge super chat. Said, God bless you, Jay. Continue to give these babies a voice. So thank you very much, Amber Magic. Salute, salute, salute. Thank you to you. We actually have a Venmo. Look at that. Margaret, are you in the chat? Let's see. Let's confirm. So, Margaret, if you are listening, you said, love your voice for these precious children. God bless. So, Margaret, if you are listening, I did get your Venmo. I don't want to read your whole name out, so I don't want to put your information out there. But I do want to make sure and tell you thank you. I did get your donation. Let me make sure you guys can hear me okay. Somebody said Gomer. Is that Gomer Pyle? Gomer. He do kind of look like a Gomer, don't he? Let me make sure I can hear myself okay. Let me see. You said love your voice. Okay. All right. We're good to go here. Let's go ahead and get started. What do y'all want to name this man? Said your neck of the woods. What's up, Michaela Harris? Where's your neck of the woods at? Is your neck of the woods in Kansas or Oklahoma? Because I'm originally from Oklahoma. I'm a Texas resident now, but he ran from Kansas and they found him in Oklahoma. So we're not going to let Oklahoma take the L for this one. This is a Kansas problem. So is that what we're going to call him? We're going to call him Gomer? Say yes, call him Gomer. Okay. That's his new name. Let's get it in. Matter of fact, are you guys clicking that thumbs up? I need to check and see how we're doing right about now. I don't know if you guys realize this or not, but when y'all click that thumbs up, it actually helps share our stream and other people will realize that we're live. So if you guys will help our algorithm out and help our channel out, we need all the help we can get. Make sure that babies' lives matter. You can also get these t-shirts in the description box. There's a link for it. Or you could just do something as simple as just click that thumbs up. Melissa, Oklahoma girl, O's up. I see you. I see you. Much love. I lived in Leavenworth, but in Oklahoma now. Wow, Michaela. Wow. Isn't that something? Lumberjack Hank. I like that one too. Come on, guys. We got to come up with a name for him. I think we're about to settle on Gomer Pyle, but he looks like Lumberjack Hank right there. That picture looks like Lumberjack Hank. I'm from Oklahoma. Get this nasty human out of my state. Thank you, Cindy. Thank you. I still got love for Oklahoma. Definitely. I've been a Texas resident for almost 7 years, but I still got love for Oklahoma. Guys, we are only at 243 thumbs up. I'm not going to start this story until more people click that thumbs up. Why can't we have 400 thumbs up? We're at 244 thumbs up. I am looking at my computer. You guys can see my computer. We are at 400 thumbs up. My other computer's over here. Then I got this computer, so I can take a look and I can see that we have not clicked the thumbs up. Charles Manson, Hillbilly Jim, Jethro, Grizz, Shaggy from Scooby-Doo, Paul Bynum, Paul Bunyan. Oh my, damn. Gonna take us back with that one. Duck Dynasty. Said Duck Dynasty. Billy Bob. We're either gonna go with Billy Bob or Gomer Pyle. What's up, Diane Weed? Good to see you. Guys, we are at 270 thumbs up. Can we not get a couple more people to just bam, click that thumbs up? It's super easy to do. So again, what I want to remind you guys, what that does is it helps share our stream, and it does let our other subscribers know that we're live, because I hadn't been live for 2 days. So not a lot of people knew that I was live right now, okay? So please, 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 I will shorten this on the replay, but please for now, please click that thumbs up. That'll help me out. But thank you to everybody that's already done that. So we're going to go with Billy Bob. More people keep posting Billy Bob. We're going to go with that. Oh, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to talk about this individual that is on my screen. We're going to talk about old Billy Bob here, because he just looks like a Billy Bob, right? Or a Gomer Pyle. I don't know what he looks like, but y'all can see his picture. Y'all see his face. This individual is accused of doing something not only to his 2 sons, but also in connection with his 2 daughters as well. And this was a story that was put out there, and they did as best as they could to try to spread the word, because they were actually trying to find the daughters, and they actually did. So this is kind of like a somber story, because the boys, his sons, did not survive, but the daughters did, because they were able to find them quick enough. But let's talk about old Billy Bob here. Let me tell you guys about what old Billy Bob did. His name is Donnie Jackson. That's his designation, and he is a father who is suspected of killing his own 2 sons before he abducted his 2 daughters from their Leavenworth, Kansas home on Saturday. Now, the 2 girls' disappearance was the subject of a multi-state Amber Alert on Saturday that ended when Jackson was arrested in a place called Eric, Oklahoma, and his daughters were found safe in the vehicle, according to officials. But let me tell you guys this, because I need to clarify. This story is not going to fall on Oklahoma. So, Kansas, y'all are going to take the L for this one. Oklahoma's not going to take the L. Kansas takes the L. Kansas takes the L. Now, a Kansas Amber Alert on the Twitter account wrote on Saturday morning that the 2 girls are believed to have been abducted by old Billy Bob. I don't know why he looks like a Billy Bob to me. but they were abducted by their father, who may have been involved in a double homicide of his two beautiful little sons right there. And I just don't understand what these kids could have done to deserve what they got. I really don't understand this. And like I said, we're going to have to dig more to this story. In the bottom, those are his two sons. At the top, those are his daughters. Now, let's keep going. He's now being held in an Oklahoma jail pending his first court appearance, which is scheduled for Monday, according to the news. Now, charges have not been filed yet, but the outlet reported that investigators are working with the prosecutors to file charges in connection with the double homicide and abduction. But here's some things that you need to know about this story. Number one, authorities told the news that it's unclear when the homicides and the abductions actually occurred. One of the kids didn't show up to a soccer game, the outlet reported, so a family member went to the house and found the homicide scene. Wow. Sisters Nora Jackson and Avon Jackson, who were 3 years old, were both missing. Those are the two sisters, the little girls, his daughters. The KBI, Kansas Bureau of Investigation, posted to Facebook on Saturday morning indicating that an Amber Alert was issued for Kansas and Missouri. It wrote, at 1:16 p.m., the sheriff's office received a 911 call from a resident on the 14,900 block of Hillside Road in Leavenworth. The call led deputies to discover a homicide scene with two deceased juvenile males inside the residence and two missing girls, Avon and Nora Jackson. The suspect in the abduction and the incident is the father, Donnie Jackson, aka Old Billy Bob. I don't know why he looks like he needs to be on an episode of Duck Dynasty, especially that picture right there, but I digress. He is described as a 40-year-old white male, 5'11", 190 pounds. He has brown hair and blue eyes, and the Leavenworth County Emergency Management Facebook page also posted about the situation and added that the suspect is believed to be armed and dangerous. Now, the KBI also stated on Facebook that the vehicle that had been stopped for a routine traffic violation near the Oklahoma border before the 911 call about the homicides. Officials confirmed that the girls were in the vehicle and the Amber Alert was extended to Oklahoma and Arkansas. Let me give a shout out real quick to Diane Weed. Said, I'm sending the remainder of my donation through PayPal. Keep it up, Jay. And I want to say thank you very much. Let me open that up and let me take a look real quick. See if it will update. If we get lucky. Maybe I have to log out of this thing. That's probably why I didn't see it yet. PayPal is really weird. I'm sorry about that, Diane. But PayPal is really weird. It doesn't always want to update right away. But as soon as it comes in, I will definitely make sure and shout you out. But thank you for taking on the $5 challenge. Okay? Now, let's keep going. Here's point number 2. Later on Saturday, the KBI reported on Facebook that both kids are now found safe and the suspect is in custody. So that's a clap your hands moment, because out of the 4 kids, they were able to find 2 of them. The other 2 boys, these 2 boys, were not so successful in trying to find them before something happened. Hashtag, where's the biological mother in this story, huh? Well, let's keep going. Maybe we'll find out. The Oklahoma Highway Patrol located and arrested him and posted details of his arrest on Facebook. And it wrote, earlier this evening, one of our troopers overheard Beckham County Broadcasting a vehicle matching the description of the Amber Alert vehicle getting fuel at the 26 mile marker on I-40. Okay, the 26 mile marker. 2 of our troopers are headed that way. An Oklahoma Corporation Commission motor carrier officer, damn, saw the vehicle go by. That was a mouthful. Go by, according to the post, and turned on his emergency lights. Jackson's vehicle stopped off the highway, and the officer asked him to get out of his vehicle, which he did. Within 2 minutes of the stop, troopers and Beckham County deputies arrived and assisted in taking 40-year-old Donnie Jackson, that bearded dude right there, into custody. Point number 3. He's currently in the Oklahoma County Jail, currently in jail in Oklahoma, but I'm assuming he's probably in the county jail, where he may stay for a few nights depending on extradition from Oklahoma, the Leavenworth County Undersheriff told the news. Charges have not been announced yet, but he'll probably appear before the court on Monday in Oklahoma. The undersheriff told the news he will likely be charged with felony murder, but did not provide any additional details. The news also reported that Jackson may face federal charges for traveling across state lines. The undersheriff told the outlet that family members will be traveling to Oklahoma to pick up the girls and bring them back to Kansas. Point number 4. The two boys have not been identified, but you can see a picture of them right there in the bottom right-hand corner of that picture right there. But on a GoFundMe page, because of course, why have insurance when you could just open up a GoFundMe and just wait for some benevolent people out there to feel sorry for you and donate to your GoFundMes? We got to start having life insurance. Damn. Let me ask you guys a question while we're doing this. How much do y'all think they opened up this GoFundMe for? Anybody want to take a guess? How many thousands of dollars do y'all think that this GoFundMe was opened up for? I'm going to give y'all a minute or two to take a guess. How much money do y'all think that they asked for on this GoFundMe? I'm going to transfer this picture over to my computer so that way I don't have any issues with the screen lagging. Y'all want to take a guess? Said 50,000, 2,500, 50,000, 100,000, 20,000, 50K. Well, if you guess 50K, you're warm. You are warm if you guess 50K. I don't know if they did this just because this case got a lot of national attention. I don't know if they needed that much money or not. I don't know. But I'm going to show y'all the GoFundMe, and I just want y'all to tell me what your opinion is. So I'm transferring this picture over now. Here we go. Take a look at this. Please take a look at this GoFundMe. Let me make it big on the screen. Can you guys see this picture? Can y'all see how much they asked for on this GoFundMe? Huh? Matter of fact, let me use a different color. We're going to go with green today, since everybody want to take advantage of the green. Can y'all see this? That number right there. I know my lines aren't very clean, but y'all get the point. $75,000. Would you guys like to read why they're asking for $75,000? Well, let's take a look. Let me see how long it is first, because if it's really long yet. Okay, here we go. On October the 24th of 2020, which was a few days ago, Logan Jackson, who's 14 years old, and Austin Jackson, who is 12 years old. Uh-oh. Let me go ahead and remove that. Scoot this picture over a little bit. So Austin and Logan Jackson lives were tragically taken from them, and Tara is now faced. Apparently, Tara, I guess, is Tara Jackson is the biological mother's name, and Tara Jackson is now faced with the overwhelming task of paying for funerals for her two sons. She will also face many other unknowns in the future. Nora and Avon were reunited with Tara, the mother, after a multi-state Amber Alert will undoubtedly need help to get through this tragic event as well. Please help Tara in any way that you can. Here's my issue. First of all, they definitely should have had life insurance. My second issue is if you're going to do this GoFundMe, they could have started off with a small amount. And if people wanted to over donate that amount, then they could have done that and they still would have got the money. But I just think for you to start with a $75,000 goal, I just think that's a bit much. Am I tripping? Come on, guys. Y'all can tell me what y'all think in the chat. Is that a bit much, or am I just tripping right now? I don't know. Yes, it's a tragedy. Yes, it's sad. Yes, we all feel bad. That's what I'm talking about when I talk about plucking the heartstrings. That's exactly what I'm talking about. We feel sorry in here, but I always tell people, you don't fix a problem by throwing money at it. If people realize that they had to get life insurance and people might not donate to their GoFundMes, then more people would start being responsible and get life insurance on their kids. If you cannot afford to have life insurance, then you cannot afford to be a parent. 4 kids, and you just kept making kids, and I guess you just never thought that these human beings would ever pass away. There's no time limit on life. Nobody knows the day or the hour that life is gonna end. It could end when you're born. It could end when you're in your teenage years. It could end when you're in your 20s or 30s or 50s, or even when you're 100. Nobody knows. Life insurance is specifically to take care of the unknown, the just in case. But I digress. We got a lot of news videos to catch up on. Let me give you guys the fair usage. Let's take a look. Let's get it. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use. It is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107. And by the way, if you guys forgot, please click that thumbs up, help share the stream, let other people know that we're live. Here we go. Let's get it.
A tragic discovery in this rural Leavenworth home launched the multi-state search for a man on the run with his 2 daughters after his sons were found dead. They were 11 and 14 years old.
There had been some back and forth with other family members, and I believe there was a family event, a soccer game that one of the children was supposed to be at, didn't show up. A family member had shown up then and had discovered the crime here at the scene.
Authorities issued an Amber Alert to find 40-year-old Donald Jackson, who took off with his daughters, 7-year-old Nora and 3-year-old Avon.
Anytime a child's involved in a crime, it amps up the feelings in regards to all of our deputies are family members or parents themselves, so when something like this transpires, it's difficult on the first responders, the family, and the community at large.
Earlier in the day, before deputies visited his home, Jackson was pulled over by Kansas Highway Patrol near the Oklahoma border for an unrelated traffic stop. Law enforcement expanded their search. People called in sightings near Joplin and Tulsa. Oklahoma Highway Patrol spotted his car near Eric. They found the girls safe and detained their father.
Am I to move these?
All right, guys. There's one big part we got to talk about. We got to talk about the mom for a second before I show you guys the rest of these news videos. And if y'all want to see this particular news video, it's about 10 minutes long. Let me know if you want to hear this or if you want me to skip this video. Okay? The father, Donnie Jackson, was in the middle of a divorce from his wife, who was the mother, and that is Tara Jackson. So Donnie Jackson and Tara Jackson were in the middle of a divorce. Okay? Now, the news reported, hashtag not my words, but the news reported that Jackson and his wife were in the middle of divorce proceedings. Wow. Jackson first filed for divorce in August of 2019, the outlet wrote, and he was representing himself after his attorney withdrew from the case in September. The next court hearing was set for November 12th. The Leavenworth County Undersheriff told the news that Jackson had on-again, off-again access to his children. I'll read that again. This is alleged at this point. They said that he had on-again, off-again access to his kids. On again, off again. Why am I repeating that? Why is that significant? That is significant because, again, you're talking about playing with the emotions of a man. I've told you guys it's very dangerous with a lot of these men being jackasses and thugs and criminals and things like that. And I'm not saying he's a criminal, but what I am saying is that he is a man, and he seems to have been a man on the edge, okay? He might have been a perfectly fine man prior to these divorce proceedings. But they said on again, off again access. So what that means to the people who wanted to donate to that $75,000 GoFundMe, huh? What that means is that he is accusing the mom, the biological mom, of not letting him see his kids. And I guess she just thought that was going to be okay. And he's a man, and men apparently don't have emotions. Men apparently only have like an ice chest inside of their chest. They don't have a heart inside of their chest. So apparently men don't have any feelings. He is accusing the mom of withholding his kids, and now 2 of the 4 kids are dead. Does that not sound like a motive? Huh? Whenever we talk about these stories, a lot of people ask, why did this happen? Now, neighbors of Tara Jackson, the mother of the children involved, told the news that the couple lived apart, and the 2 boys usually live with Donnie Jackson, while the girls live with Tara Jackson in Lansing. They also said that Donnie Jackson visited his daughters and wife frequently and had been there on Thursday. The estranged couple also has a baby together. Damn. Who was pictured in the Facebook photos of the family. The news reported that the baby was not involved in Saturday's events. The undersheriff told the news, the AP, that investigators weren't sure of the motive for the double homicide and abduction. He said there had been some back and forth with the family, but at this time, investigators are trying to determine what went on with the family dynamic that got us to this point. I just told you guys what happened. And what I believe happened is that he felt like the mom was trying to keep him from his kids. On again, off again access. That's what he's claiming. By far, the most tragic thing in this story is the fact that these 2 young men who could have grown up and become something great ended up losing their lives over what? Over what? Because mom and dad couldn't figure this thing out. They couldn't be adult enough to be able to not get on each other's nerves, not piss each other off, whatever it is that people go through in marriage, right? Everybody goes through stuff. But at the end of the day, you still have to come together for the kids. And it just seemed that there was a breakdown somewhere. Regardless of what the breakdown is, there is no excuse for what this man did to his sons and what he was probably about to try to do to his daughters. We can only imagine. And there just is no excuse. There's not an excuse for men. There's not an excuse for women. But what we have to do is we have to start holding criminals accountable for their actions. This man, looking like Gomer Pyle, with that smile on his face. I think the smile on that mugshot is probably what bothers me more than anything. I don't know why people smile on mugshots. Like, that's not going to help you in court, dude. But nonetheless, I'm thankful that the girls they were looking for were found. Thank you and shout out to the Oklahoma Highway Patrol who were able to get on this really, really quick. They were able to communicate. They were able to find him. And thank goodness for the Amber Alert system. You know, the fact that this system works, this system is not flawless. It's not without flaw, but it definitely has helped save more children. And that's what we need. Every life we can save. We just saved 2 additional lives because of this system. Like I say, it's not foolproof, but I'd rather have it than not have it. Lastly, about that $70,000 GoFundMe, I know people in the chat felt like it was a bit high. I personally believe that there shouldn't be a GoFundMe. There should be this thing called life insurance on your kids. Everybody should have life insurance. Not necessarily for something like this to occur, because nobody could have known that this was going to happen. But you don't plan for that. You should just have life insurance, period. Because the fact that we're going to live, we all will die. But lastly, you know, I don't know. I just hope that the mom and those girls can thrive and grow up, and these girls can become something great, and they can go on with their lives. And I want to say RIP to those 2 boys. Let me put some respect on their name real quick. Let me see if I can pull their name up one more time, which is Logan Jackson. Let me see if I can show their picture real quick. Right hand side of the screen, Logan Jackson, 14 years old. His younger brother, Austin Jackson, 12 years old. RIP, young souls. And prayers up for those baby girls. May those princesses grow up to be queens one day. And I hope that, you know, I don't know. I don't know how you can just be normal after you lose both of your brothers to something so tragic. It's just a really sad thing. Gonna get justice, and his ass is gonna fry for this. This is your boy DJ Just Jay with the AFC, where we believe that babies' lives matter. From my heart to yours, I love you guys. Thank you for supporting the channel. Thank you for supporting our voice. Please continue to like, share, and subscribe. Help us build this channel. Let this be your platform. It's not a me thing. It's a we thing. All right? See you guys on the next stream. Hit that thumbs up. Subscribe. Please. Peace. Thank all of you guys, and y'all have a blessed night. But before we go, let's show some love to our sponsors. Say you will be in court when I can, and you'll share info. Thank you, Grape Ape. Thank you for that. And thank you all. I love all of you guys. Y'all have a blessed night. And shout out to our channel members, and shout out to our moderators. If you guys want to have special privileges like them, you guys can easily join the channel membership when you can find it feasible in your budget. But make sure you guys check that out, channel membership. Links are in the description box. Y'all have a blessed night, okay? Peace.
North Authentic Designer has some of the most glamorous and stylish handbags your girl has ever seen. So ladies, if you want to get fly, and fellas, if you want to take care of your lady, please be sure to go to www.norris915.com. www.norris915.com. That's right, www.norris915.com.
Hello listeners, come mask up with Keyline Designs, where you reap what we sow. We offer essential handcrafted face masks made with 100% cotton, equipped with a built-in filter and a slot for refillable filters. Our masks have many uses like riding motorcycles, ATVs, while out in public places, outside exercising, lawn and gardening, and helps prevent the spread of germs. We offer bling, sports logos, monograms, many assorted fabrics and colors. We make child-sized masks starting at the age of 2. Come join us today for the launch of our new website at keylinedesigns.com. Please be sure to like and follow our page on Facebook. Our links can be found in the description box of this video. Thank you.